So what would it be if we can hold partial meetings online with virtual attendance? And what would be required? Did you ever wonder what it would be like if we could attend a Hershaw meeting when you're on vacation or when you're traveling or when your schedule doesn't permit you to be here? To be able to use your computer, your laptop, your tablet, your smartphone to be part of the Hershaw awesomeness. That could all be possible if we decide to do so. But let us first see what it would mean to you and to me and to us as a club. In the fall of 2015, a motion was filed in the club to consider virtual attendance. It was decided that the executive committee would investigate and present the issue to the members. And this is part of that response. Let me give you some background. And by the way, that is what comes up in Google when you search for file motion. The Toastmasters International board in a meeting in August 2015 voted unanimously to approve a two-phase approach to integrating virtual clubs. While the board also recognized that the experience may not be right for all clubs and all members, the change of policies allows clubs to make that decision ourselves. So we can make the decision in our club to allow for virtual attendance. If we are willing to invest the necessary technology and equipment. Phase 1 allows for virtual participation. That is what the motion was all about. And the policies allow the option for incorporating virtual attendance as long as a majority of the club are in attendance and meet in person. Clubs that consider allowing members to participate virtually must vote to approve the allowance, update their addendum standard clubs option to reflect the club's decision, determine the platform to be used and purchase necessary equipment at the club's expense, ensure that all members and prospective clubbers are aware of the option. Mobile communication is getting more and more mainstream. Today we can communicate with almost anyone, anywhere in the world, if we just have the right equipment and the right network. Many of us are already using online solution for both private conversation and for business needs. I'm sure you all recognize FaceTime from iPhone, GoToMeeting, Skype, Link, JoinMe, WebEx, just to mention a few. Taking into account the ease which ways we already are using these tools, the question may seem an easy one to answer. But is it really that straightforward? TMI, Toastmasters International, identified 13 frequently asked questions. Will the club officers need to approve virtual participation for a member away on business and or vacation? Yes. Before the meeting, we would have to approve that so that if nothing else, we can set up the room so that it works with virtual attendance. Are the members that participate virtually required to have both audio and video Yes. The members participating virtually must have both live audio and live video to consider attending the meeting. Can a member who attends their club meeting virtually hold a club officer role and or a meeting role? That is actually up to us to decide. If we agree, we can put that into the club's addendum or standard. Will there be any changes in the Distinguished Club program that allows for virtual attendance? No. The DCP will not be affected. Will there be any changes in the District Recognition Program, the DRP, for clubs that allow for virtual attendance? Once again, no. There will be no change. Will there be any changes to the education program? Once again, no. The education program will not change for clubs that allow for virtual attendance. Will the clubs that allow for virtual attendance option receive an EIN? And that is only for the US. So that is basically just a proof that it's a non-profit organization. How will the speech contest work for clubs that allow for virtual attendance? Any speaker that is part of a speech contest must be there in person. Can a member that attends their club meetings virtually be a judge in a Toastmasters speech contest? No. As a judge, you must participate in the meeting on site, live, or close to live. What are the dues for a club that stipulates virtual attendance as an option in their addendum? There's actually no change. Right now, the due is $36 US for clubs that choose to allow virtual attendance, same as it is for us here right now. Will members in clubs allowing virtual attendance need to physically present to count towards quorum or vote on club business? No. Virtual attendance is counted towards quorum. What is a club with a virtual attendance option? It's actually a regular club. There's nothing special. It's just a regular club where we allow members to participate online, if we so choose to. If existing clubs allow for virtual attendance, will they remain in their current district? Since we really haven't changed, we still have the same pool of members to work with, and virtual attendance is a sometimes option. There is no change. It's the same district. But what does it mean for us? Let us start by asking some questions of our own. It's easy to imagine taking into account the technology we're using in our everyday lives, but there are questions we need to ask ourselves. How much of the meeting should we expect to see? Should we expect to see only the speaker area? Or should we want to see anybody who speaks? That would decide if we need more than one camera, for instance. What about the sound? It would be hard to cover the whole room with only one microphone. The ambient noise in a room like this would make it very hard to attend online unless we found some way to focus it. Have a directional microphone or having more than one microphone. I'm sure you've seen microphones that you put on table, just like you showed me. However, they pick up a lot of ambient sound, pick up a lot of sound around. You move, you sneeze, that's as loud as anything else. It doesn't distinguish. So the question would be, what kind of microphone would we use? We would also need to use a common meeting platform. There are several good tools for meeting platforms out there. The ones I mentioned before are quite common and free. Some of them are a little bit costly, but if that's what we would choose, if we agree, then that's it. For any virtual meeting experience, we need to have a good internet connection. But more than that, we need one large enough to correctly make sure that everything we want to be part of that meeting is transferred to and from the virtual attendants. If the bandwidth and speed is low, we have very little that can come through. Text here. Or if we have high bandwidth and high speed, we can get text, pictures, and sound to come through. The question is, can we be guaranteed to have an undisrupted internet connection with sufficient bandwidth to make virtual attendance possible? And if we ask, and if we want to, what would that cost us? I'm going to go on a little bit longer because I want to go through the whole slide here. Virtual attendance for you. What should we as club expect from somebody who's attending virtually? How much of you would we like to see? If we allow speeches from somebody attending virtually, what and how much would we expect to see? That is, do you need to set up a separate speaker area where you can stand so we can see your whole body language? Or would we be satisfied with somebody just showing a webcam and a face? That would decide what kind of audiovisual equipment you would need at home or on your trip to be able to participate. What would we require as far as camera, microphone, and internet connection from you? Everybody was there on the meeting. But when Lindsay sent out her blurb on putting us on YouTube, she allows us to say, no, I don't want to participate. There are people that for one reason or another would not like to be part of an online. I was on my way to find something here. That aren't allowed to, that wouldn't want to be part in online like that. Hoochie. And even if the benefits of allowing virtual channels are great, we also must recognize that there will be a cost. And it's not my intention to try to influence you one way or the other, but in the end it comes down to weighing the benefits of having virtual attendance towards the cost. That was all. Thank you. Thank you for listening.